Okay, welcome back, everybody. Welcome to another episode 2 of Broken Reel. This is a podcast where a bunch of people in this chat, a bunch of friends, bunch of losers, bunch of movie lovers come here, talk about movies. I am your host today. My name is Jason Keefe. I am joined by one Graham Davis.
Hello.
Ethan Stell.
How's it going?
Justin Slaughter.
Hi.
And all the way from the record-setting 18th inning, Lucas Templin.
Who, me?
Yeah, you. Thank you for joining us today. So, guys, we are here to celebrate what is arguably the greatest time of the year, and that is the spooky season. Discord is already celebrating with the spooky noises, and we're here to celebrate by partaking in one horror movie draft. How's everyone's excitement going into the spooky season?
I love it. It's all I ever think about.
Oh,
Is it the best holiday?
God,
It's something about there is no religion based around any of this holiday nonsense, and it's like people giving out candy and getting hyped on weird stuff.
Wait, isn't it
Graham,
like paganism or
yeah,
something?
dude, I got bad news for you, brother.
It's the opposite of religion.
But it's also like
Okay.
way less loaded than like, Christmas.
Yeah, freaking
obviously,
Easter.
right?
You're
Where
not
it's
gonna
like-
be like, oh, Easter's my favorite holiday.
Okay.
Listen, they're all pagan holidays. It doesn't matter.
I'm a big boy,
Praise the
so
sun.
I'm partial to Thanksgiving, but
You guys are
Halloween is probably
all
number 2.
cold weather enjoyers. I'm
Yes,
quite,
sir.
quite the opposite. Fucking hate this time of year.
Classic.
Whoa.
Classic LA Dodgers fan, am I right?
Oh.
Is that what this is?
All right. Guys, I took a poll actually, and it turns out that everybody in my apartment unit agrees that Halloween is the greatest holiday of the year. And just to break down those metrics, that's 100% of the men, 100% of the women, and 100% of the felines too. So
I like that data.
if you're asking for any data besides those two, I mean, felines are basically like the masters of Halloween, right?
That sounds right.
I thought you said your apartment complex, so I imagine you knocking on people's doors and be like, "Hey, what's your
Hello.
favorite holiday?"
That's exactly what it was. Don't think anything else.
My apartment complex is 4 floors. I've never been on the second floor or third or fourth, but I mean, obviously by process of elimination. But I think about that relatively frequently.
I think
I've only been on the ground floor.
You could get to the third and fourth floor by not getting onto the second floor. There is a technology called an elevator.
That is true. That is actually 100% true.
Okay, but do
Who are
you count
Elijah Otis?
But do you count on being on the second floor by just going up the stairwell? Like if you never
Yeah.
leave,
Yeah.
are you
Well-
still on the second floor? Or are you just en route to the third floor?
No, you're in the second floor.
Yeah?
When you reach the landing for the second floor, you are on the second floor.
What if what if it was one big stair set that never had like never mind, that doesn't work.
No, this is what I imagined. So Lucas, you're telling me, that if you get in an elevator, you ride all the way to the top, ride all the way back to the bottom, you get out of the elevator, you say, "I've never been in that building."
You've been in the building. This is a completely separate. That's
No,
an
okay, but you
entirely
haven't been
different-
on any of the floors other than the ground floor.
You've
It's
been
like
in,
being in common
yeah.
space.
Yeah, elevator's separate. Elevator's like a Faraday box. Like,
Okay.
You don't. You lack.
They don't
You
make
lack object
boxes, they make
permanence.
cages.
Oh my god. Okay, we're here to do a horror movie draft.
Load it
In
up.
the spirit of Halloween, not Spirit Halloween.
Okay,
In the spirit
yeah.
of Halloween, we're here to do a horror movie draft. First thing I want to talk about, guys, is did anybody have any specific strategies or preparation or anything going into this? Because Ethan, I think you reached out and said that you were preparing your lists, which was exciting. And then what actually happened was last week, Lucas showed up here and was like, "Where's everybody at?" He was so gung-ho to get this started. He showed up a week early. So did anybody use any specific strategies when kind of crafting these top horror lists or anything like that? Or did you just jot down everything that you absolutely loved? You jot down everything that's critically acclaimed? Like, what were the thoughts going into this?
I definitely had a strategy where I have a few films which I believe are going to be hot picks already identified in categories where I don't know if I have other really strong choices. So yes, I have some high tier picks that I'm ready to snatch up ASAP.
Okay. Well, good news is we have a random draft order, so you might not be getting them ASAP.
It's fair. It's okay.
Anybody else have any other strategies or anything like that they want to share before we start?
So I need to be more clear on the actual like draft thing. When we pick these, do we have to then go watch them?
No. You, don't have
You should
to
have already
watch
watched them.
And yeah. I would hope that you. Okay, this is a top horror movie list.
Okay.
You can approach us however you like. You can draft your favorite movies. You can draft what you think are the best movies, the most critically acclaimed, most financially successful, whatever you want. As long as it's a horror movie, the only thing you do is you have to take it in the category in which I outlined previously. We'll go over that in just a second. So you just need to clarify what category you're taking that movie in. And obviously, horror is pretty broad, so there's going to be some overlapping categories. So you just have to determine which category you're taking said movie in.
Gotcha.
So I think it'll all become clear pretty quickly. So in order to determine the draft order, I have a randomizer ready for us.
Ooh.
And I'm just going to quickly share my screen so you guys can see
Perfect.
that there was no...
Collusion.
Yes, no pollution, no spookies.
Collusion.
Nothing getting in here.
No ne'er-do-wells.
Can you guys see my screen?
Narduels.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay,
baby.
so I would like... Hang on, Lucas. Don't get excited.
No.
I would like to point out that in the spirit, again, of Halloween...
Sponsored by Spirit Halloween.
Sponsored by Spirit Halloween, I put a list together with our 5 names on it. And I've randomized this list 663 times already.
Oh,
And we will take whatever the order is on 666 in honor of Satan, the greatest Halloween mascot.
Nice.
So here we go. We're going to go 3, 2, one.
Yes.
The final,
Yeah.
the final
We'll take it.
official order.
My
the
name
list
never moved.
is going to be Slaughter is going to be taking the top draft pick, first overall and last overall.
I didn't
followed
want it.
by Ethan, followed by Lucas in the middle, third spot, not
Best
bad.
spot.
Not bad.
Followed by Graham.
Best spot in any
And
draft.
followed by Jason. I'm going to be at the turn, so I'm going to be getting 2 picks when I eventually get there.
Yep.
And then we will work our way back up the list. Slaughter will get 2 picks, so on and so forth, until we all have our 5 movies in the 5 categories that I have outlined for you guys. All right, there we go.
We're
We've got
cooking.
it. We've got the ultimate 5x5 grid. Okay. So, and I will keep this up. I'm going to go ahead and take my super top secret notes over here to the left. Slaughter, you have the top overall pick in the official Broken Reel 2025 horror movie draft. Celebrate Halloween. The categories are slasher, psychological horror, supernatural horror, creature feature, and wildcard. Wildcard can be any horror movie that exists. I don't care if it was made in the 1920s. I don't care if it was made in 2020s. So, Slaughter, what is your first pick?
All right. So to start off, I have an honorable mention because if I could choose scenes, I would definitely choose the scene where Bilbo freaks out and lurches at you in Lord of the Rings.
Classic meme.
In
Oh, yeah.
Fellowship. Yep.
Because
I
that
think the subtitles in that are like HHHCCHHH or something like that.
Just-
Yep.
Yes.
Um,
That was a scarring scene as a young boy watching Fellowship.
but we're doing movies. I'm so glad I'm first too because I was so worried about everybody taking this movie for Supernatural.
You did so much research. Like every day, you're like, I'm on the bike, watch a new horror movie. I'm
Yep,
so
okay.
excited.
Here's the problem: when I made my list, none of the movies that I watched made to it. So I just watched like 15 movies for no reason. So, you know,
Hey, that's not bad.
You had a great
Yeah.
time, I'm sure.
I had a good time. Yeah. But yeah, so definitely 100%. It follows the Supernatural movie. That's gonna be my first.
It
Okay.
follows
Okay.
Supernatural.
Fuck.
It was a pick for me.
It's,
That is probably one of my favorite movies. Like
Yeah.
top 5,
Dang,
definitely.
okay.
It is
Yes.
phenomenal movie.
It's
When
it's
I-
a great premise.
Yeah. When I first watched it, I was watching it during a thunderstorm, and like halfway through, a giant tree fell down and like hit our house, and then like landed on our driveway, and then I didn't have to go to work. It was great.
Okay.
So I watched the movie again, but this time without the the falling tree going on. Absolutely phenomenal movie. The whole premise of it about having like a the always coming horror thing in the back of your mind. They're trying to go through in game how to defeat it, but they never really wrote like a fix or a way to defeat this monster. I just love it 100% all the way through.
Yeah, great movie.
Yep, good pick. Good first pick.
So I made my list because I didn't understand the 5 movie category thing at first, and this was I just had made a list of top horror movies in general, and that was easily the first one going on the list for me. Just hard stop.
Ooh, okay.
Like I'm not a big horror fan just because I feel like jump scares and that kind of stuff is a cheap, unearned kind of scares, and I think more of these It Follows kind of movies, like those kind of thrillers and psychological things, are more of what I enjoy. And this is
the huge suspense in It Follows, where it's like,
Yeah.
is it just the person that is over there, or is it the creature that is like almost upon them? It's a great.
There's just so
it
many
knows how
good
to add
shots.
tension in every scene.
Yeah,
I
so many
did
good
want to
shots
call
of
off
that
one
movie.
particular scene. So in part of that, when you're building up to the movie, like when she's looking out the window, and then the monster like sees her through her neighbor's window and starts running across the street. That was like, my heart was literally pounding through like my chest. That was such a horrifying like moment in that movie. Especially in a movie that I don't think they cheapen the jump scares. That was just such a horrifying moment in movies.
I think there is 2 in that movie, if I remember, and they're good. They're well earned. I think.
Are you talking like specifically? I only watched this movie once. It was probably closer to around the time it came out, because it definitely had like a lot of buzz in our friend group and critically and everything like that. I remember, but specifically the hallway scene, where it shows up. Oh my god, that was one of the most terrifying things I've watched, bar none. At least at that time, probably still now, because it's one of the few things I remember from this movie. Have any of you guys seen Smile or Smile 2?
No.
I haven't.
Okay,
but Shannon has talked about Smile 2 being pretty good.
They're very okay. I mean, like, you watch Smile 1 and it's essentially the rules of It Follows, just in the form of a smiling face.
It smiles.
It smiles face. If you enjoyed It Follows, you'll probably enjoy Smile. It's very much some of the same. However, don't think it's quite done as well. Like you said, Lucas, there's a lot of well-earned scares in It Follows, whereas Smile is kind of like your prototypical early 2000s
Blumhouse
jump scare horror. Yeah.
Blumhouse jump scare factory.
It's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but it is what it is. Okay, It Follows. Great first pick, Slaughter. I know that's a popular one, especially amongst like our friends in our friend group. Also, starring in early like Micah Monroe, I think, right?
Yeah.
She was in the other Osgood movie that just came out this year. The Long Legs. Yeah. She's in something like Hand That Rocks the Cradle or something. So it seems like she's doing good for like Scream Queen status these days too. She's good. I enjoy watching her. All right. Great pick, Slaughter. Ethan, you're next.
All right, mine is a creature feature.
Okay.
I was excited to pick one. We're going with John Carpenter's The Thing.
Oh,
Nice.
no.
Yep.
This is one of the ones that I felt like was going to be hot to be taken. So,
For sure.
Very tough.
I watched that movie for the first and only time very recently in theaters. They were our local like little art house theater was doing a screening of it. I think for one of its anniversaries relatively recently. Ethan, I'm not entirely sure which year it came out, but I think it had an anniversary recently.
it was like
so
early
good.
80s, I think. But yeah, it's so good. You get a young Kurt Russell and Keith David. And so many of the scenes from The Thing are just like, again, it's like when you see the movie that is like the progenitor of so many different scenes that get played in different pieces of media, like South Park and other movies, and you're just like, I had no idea where that thing is from. It's from this movie.
Where that
not
thing.
because it's the
Oh.
thing. Yes,
Yeah.
not because
This
it's
is
the
where
thing.
Randy's
Yeah.
frozen in the parking lot.
What did you say?
Wait,
Is that where Randy's frozen in the parking lot from South Park? Because I haven't seen this movie.
Oh no, this is
No.
where they test the blood to see if it is like the blood of a person or it's like actually this creature, and so they're like, whatever, burning it with wire. This is also in South Park.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Good pick.
Um,
Great pick.
The Thing is a fantastic movie. That was one of the first ones I put on my list. And yes, for creature feature, because my God, that movie is just unbelievable.
Yep.
Keith David is such a cool dude in that movie.
He is. And dude, the ending of that movie just rocks. Like, I don't need the Christmas bow on every single movie. When Kurt Russell and I can't remember who the last one is that was there. It's not Keith David, right?
No, it's not.
But they're sitting there and they're like, well, I guess we'll just find out. And it's just like, oh my God. And then just credits roll. And you're like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like, no resolution to arguably a perfect movie. Like, it's good because you don't need that. You don't need that bow on top, to wrap it
Exactly.
all, because the entire movie is all about being unsure about what's going on.
Exactly.
So, excellent. One of the greats, absolutely.
For
One of the
sure.
greats, all right. Lucas, you are third. This is your first pick. Take it in any category. What you got?
I think I'm going Supernatural. I
We're going
think
Supernatural.
this
Okay.
movie fits in Supernatural.
Okay.
It is the first movie that I watched as a kid. I would say first movie that my dad showed me that would be considered horror, and it fucked me up big time.
Okay.
And it is Sixth Sense.
Whoa.
Okay.
I think watching that as a young boy definitely kind of doesn't do good things to your brain.
Especially
Sure.
the main character is a young boy.
Yeah, right. That and just like the different depictions of the dead people and all that kind of things like that definitely just kind of spooked me out a little bit too much, I think. And I would say in terms of Shyamalan movies, it's probably the better one of the better ones. I wouldn't. I don't know. It's tough to put it at number one because Signs exist.
Sure.
But it's definitely one that I would say that just did some damage to me. So yeah,
That's good. That's
definitely going on the list.
That's a good critical pick and a good personal pick because it clearly conveys how damaged of an adult you are because of how it affected you as a child in your developing brain.
Yeah, I remember hiding
man.
behind the couch.
Oh man, that's some serious business. That's some serious business for sure. I've got one of those. I don't know if it's going to make the list, but I remember some stuff that was very, very fucking diabolical for a 9-year-old Jason or something. But oh man, all right. First Shyamalan on the board. Let's see how many times we can fit him in. Graham, you're next.
All right. So, I don't really watch that many horror movies, so my picks might be hitting the fringes just a bit. But
He's got the fringe, all right.
yeah, so I'm just gonna pick one first for Supernatural because it seems like we're taking all of these. And
yeah, you guys are emptying out Supernatural. What the hell?
It's the only one that I think anybody else will pick. I think I'm pretty safe with the others.
Okay.
So I got Insidious for mine.
Okay. Man,
I mean-
Insidious was like we watched. I feel like we watched a movie every weekend for an entire summer or something.
And
when it
that's-
came out.
We
right?
watched it a lot. I mean, it was a franchise Kickstarter for a good reason.
Yeah, for me it was like this was one of the things. It was like I didn't really watch horror movies growing up. It was mostly just like action and comedy movies. So this was one of the first ones that I was like, oh, this is like a good horror movie, and this one just kind of stuck with me. So when they're like Supernatural, I was like, oh, dude, the Tiptoe Through the Tulips guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was
Tiptoe
like,
Through the Tulips
immediately
was definitely
stuck out to me.
Yeah, I think that was was that Patrick Wilson and Rose Byrne. I think
Patrick Wilson for sure.
It's definitely Patrick
Yeah.
Wilson.
I can't remember.
because then I know he immediately did The
know
Conjuring with him
Vera-
and Vera Farmiga.
Yeah, Vera Farmiga's in that, and
I think
Yeah, it is
Patrick
Rose
Byrne.
Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rose Byrne,
Without a
And the-
doubt.
and the Conjuring lady's Lynn Shay.
Oh, you mean the old lady?
Yeah, the lady who's like the conjurer.
Oh yeah, the
or
super
whatever.
freaky one. Yeah, yeah. I feel it, man. Ethan, so many memories of your basement.
That was
like,
immediately
just
what
watching
came
that.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a
Oh,
couple
yeah.
of them that was like a very popular. There's obviously like one of the quintessential jump scares of the 21st century in Insidious, where they're having that conversation at the dinner table,
Yeah.
and it just shoots back to him, and he's just behind her. half of his
Definitely,
face.
definitely not Darth Maul right behind her head.
Yeah.
Yup, yeah.
For
Darth
sure.
It
Maul.
was Darth Maul.
Yeah,
Also
that's one of the.
spawned
And
spaghetti.
yeah, that was a good one.
That was a good one. And that the entire, I mean, yeah, that first movie was a good time where Patrick Wilson goes into whatever they call it in that one, the upside down or the intro extroverted or whatever.
Yeah,
to
and
save his son. And
well, they also just like in this movie, I feel like I remember saying when we were watching it, I'm like, they're like, the house is haunted. They're like, you know what? We're just gonna move out.
yeah,
And I was like, that makes sense. And I was like, I appreciate that. I was like, usually it's like the horror movie trope where they're like, the house is haunted. The only option is to not pay, like not be able to get out of the mortgage and die.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
sure.
I remember that from like the new Amityville horror that had like Ryan Reynolds in it or something. There's
Yeah.
always like
Yes.
they're like it's crazy. This house went for no money, and then they're like, there's ghosts, and then they're like, instead of selling the house also for no money, they're like, I would rather my family die here.
Yes. In this economy, they're all dead. Just
Yeah,
they might
right.
as well die.
All
Which is
those
hilarious
movies.
because yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna
Lucas.
say all those movies are set in 2008. The housing crisis.
That's so true.
That is.
That's the real horror
That's
movie.
Yeah,
That's
right.
sometimes-
Oh God,
no.
they knew.
The Big
That's
Short is
actually
just a
hilarious.
prequel to every single one of those movies.
Oh my
That's pretty
God.
funny.
That's amazing. And yeah, to Ethan's point, I mean that was the Kickstarter to a huge franchise for quite some time. They probably made like 4 or 5 of those movies, and you know what? I bet
it's
they
still
all did
going.
pretty well.
It's
still going.
Well, it's not necessarily Insidious, but like the Annabelle movies, there's a new one that like
Oh,
just
yeah.
came out.
I sure. I mean I don't know. I don't think Insidious in terms of like the story, the lore. I don't think it's in that universe though. Because there's like the Conjuring and Annabelle.
Is it just the
Nun and
same
all that
two
stuff.
people?
Is it? Well,
It's
they have.
Patrick
it is-
Wilson. Yeah, it's Patrick Wilson, but I don't think that stuff takes
I
place
think-
in like that lore.
I
Are
think Annabelle-
you sure?
I think Annabelle's part of the Conjuring verse.
I thought
or
Annabelle
Yeah.
was
Exactly.
part of the Conjuring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
Because
I don't
they
think
have
Insidious
Conjuring
is part of the Conjuring verse.
Oh
Yeah.
wait, okay, I could be getting this wrong.
But it did have
you are
like James
correct.
Wan and Bloom and all that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you-
because
you
I'm
are
looking
correct.
and
There
they
was
have
one.
Insidious Chapter 2.
You're right.
Insidious, The
I'm
Last
mixing
Key.
Insidious and Conjuring. Yep, for
Yeah.
sure.
And then,
I've done that plenty of times.
There was
and
one
then
I
there's
think that came out 2
Insidious
years
Chapter
ago.
3. The Red Door.
Yeah, I think that's the most recent one.
Gotcha. Either way, pivotal movie.
Yeah.
That was a great, what would you say, mid to late 2000s, mid to late aughts movie, high school movie.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what we're doing. Every Friday or Saturday, go over to Ethan's basement, play some Magic, play some D&D, throw a movie on, just watch Insidious for the nth time.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Because it's probably 97 minutes long and just loaded with creepy shit.
Yeah.
And then everyone stops and what's hang on, let's tiptoe through tulips real quick. Hang on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So awesome.
All right.
Great pick, Graham.
Thanks.
I am next and last in our first round of the 2025 horror movie draft. And I'm at the turn, so I'm going to get 2 picks here, which honestly, I don't know how you felt, Slaughter, as being pick number 1. But I feel like there's a lot of pressure on me here, especially since you guys emptied the supernatural category. Seems like you guys are favoring that. So I feel like I want to do that to secure a good movie in that spot. But also the fact that it's round 1 makes me just want to take some of my more highly anticipated ones, I suppose I would say. So I'm looking at my list here, and I think there's really only one choice for me to make right now. And that is in creature feature. I'm going to take Alien.
Nice.
Ooh.
That was
Alien.
my hit if the thing was gone.
Those were my 2 creature features, like top 2, like that was it. I mean, I watched through the entire Alien franchise maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I don't know. And for the first time, I mean, I was just like, I was going on a binge of watching movies that I haven't seen before. And I was like, screw it. I'll do all the Alien movies, not the AVP movies, just the Alien movies and Prometheus and the prequels and all that fun stuff. I think it was kind of leading up to Romulus, which also rocked. But obviously, Ridley Scott, Alien, 1979, Sigourney Weaver, just lights out in it. I had so many actors in that movie. Obviously, Ian Holmes in it, and what's his name? He plays like the janitor dude. Oh, why can't I remember the name? I think he's got 3 names. Doesn't matter. Just like I mean, it is the quintessential space movie. You've got your ragtag group of people on this ship just trying to do their jobs. It's like the blue collar version of a horror movie. Everyone's up there just trying to do their jobs. Never mind the sci-fi of it all. And everyone's civil and chill until they're not. And it's all because of this third party that, injects itself into what's going on. No movie, I think, no movie exudes more loneliness. And just like when you're in the Nostromo and it's just all black all around you and nothing's happening, nothing's moving. And the way, like the H.R. Geiger style of the alien, of the xenomorph, and like the way that the insides, like the pipes and the grates and everything of the ship makes you think that like at any moment you could be looking at the alien just like chilling on a wall and you just don't even know because it's so dark and things like that. My God, Alien's just an absolute masterpiece. And again, like you said, Ethan, Kickstarter to an absolute just juggernaut of a franchise, not to mention AVP and not to mention all the prequels and all that other stuff. So Alien had to be the pick for sure.
Yeah.
Yep, super strong.
Yeah.
Yep.
But now you get another one.
I'm not even ready for it. I'm not ready for another one. Good God. I'm gonna take this movie next because I don't have a very deep bench for it. And I don't think it's gonna go, but I'm afraid if it does, that with 5 people, I'm gonna have literally no answer to it. So in slasher, I'm actually gonna take Nightmare on Elm Street. So Nightmare on Elm Street is it's a really funny story because I have older siblings, and so growing up they would watch whatever, they would watch more adult, more mature content that I was not allowed to watch, or if I would watch it I would get too scared or anything like that. Nightmare on Elm Street was one of those. My older sister was deathly afraid of Freddy Krueger. So much so that I think in the first movie there's like an iconic kill scene from Freddy Krueger where his Wolverine blades come up through the mattress and impale the person laying on the bed. And she was just like, if any of those movies were on at any point, like on the TV, or my brother mentioned it or anything like that, like it was a quick devolution into just a bad day for her, and her horror and dread of just this dream nightmare being that could kill you in your dreams, and you're afraid of just like going to sleep, which is like the only solace you have from your bad thoughts and everything. Like I got like secondhand horror from that because it was absolutely terrifying. I will say the one thing that scared me more than Freddy Krueger growing up was Chucky the doll, but I will not be drafting Chucky because I hate those movies.
Yeah.
But my God, what a legend. During the time I was watching all the movies a few years ago, I was like, I need to I wouldn't say revisit because I had never like watched Nightmare on Elm Street proper growing up. I need to watch, to me, what are the big 3 in terms of slasher, which would be Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, and Friday the 13th. So I watched all of them, and I was lucky enough to catch Nightmare on Elm Street in a special screening. I think it was probably 2 years ago at like our local little art house theater. I don't know if it was Halloween thing or like an anniversary or what, but I watched Nightmare on Elm Street on the big screen, and it was the last one out of the big 3 that I watched. I watched them in chronological order, And I was just like, I think Nightmare on Elm Street is just more my speed. Had great practical effects, people just getting ripped around a bedroom by ghosts, and blood just absolutely pouring all over the room, covered it head to toe in red. I had such a good time watching that movie, and now I'm not afraid anymore. You hear that? I'm not afraid anymore.
Nice.
So Nightmare on Elm Street is the pick for me.
What? Quick question on that. Who was the person who had the claw stabbed their own when it ripped into the bed?
Like in terms of character?
Yeah.
In the movie?
No. Who's the actor?
Oh, I have no idea. Is this a trivia question?
This is like well known. Yeah.
Oh no, I mean I don't remember.
It was Johnny Depp.
Really? Oh, oh, Johnny Depp's like a tertiary character in that. That's right. Oh my god. Good. Perfect. Pirates of the Caribbean 6 confirmed.
Sponsored by Spirit Halloween.
Yes. Brought to you by Disney.
Disney.
Anyway, Graham, you're up. We've officially started round 2.
All right.
Your next pick.
What else we got? So we got psychological. Okay. I feel like Creature Feature's gonna fill up. So I'm gonna go with. I can't remember any boxing anecdotes to put here, but I'm gonna go with Creature Feature Predator. And I had that put down before you said anything about Alien, and I was like, ooh. And the original Predator with frickin' Schwarzenegger.
Absolutely.
It's just
It's a classic.
It was one of those things where you're just like, if you haven't seen it and you haven't started back there, they came from a very good start. And I mean, they're still making those movies now. They're still making
yes. Dan Trachtenberg is in charge, and he is doing well with it.
Yeah.
We're hot on the heels of Predator Badlands, I think, is the next one that comes out in like a week or something.
That sounds right.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's just incredible. If you haven't seen it, go see it.
Yeah.
Predator, an interesting franchise because the first one, well, similar to Alien and a few others, the first one, very horror forward, if you will.
Yeah.
And then when the sequel comes along and someone else gets, I don't know about Predator, but in Alien's case, someone else gets a hold of it. All of a sudden you have a more action-based franchise, which can bode well or not well, depending on who you are. Predator, great movie, and I would say decent creature feature for sure.
It was,
but
also,
as I understand it, go ahead.
It was also the timeline too. So like around this time, a lot of those guys, specifically like Schwarzenegger in those movies, they were just trying to out action people in like the late 80s into the 90s. So
see, that's really interesting because I would classify Predator 1 as a horror movie, maybe horror action, you know, whatever. But like and again, that was I'm not well versed on it. You guys can probably speak to it better. Someone in here, I'm sure, maybe Ethan or you, Graham. But the sequel to Predator, obviously, extremely action filled.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, very much so.
So maybe they just wanted to lean into the action bit.
It was different director.
I feel like the the different director and the kind of the Band-Aid being ripped off, where it's like they already know what the Predator is, so like let's add a few more, or like just take it to the next logical extreme.
I have a piece of
watch this.
I have a piece of trivia.
This is action. Let's hear it.
So there is a director who directs a later Predator movie, and he is in the original Predator. Do you know who that director is?
He's in it as an actor?
In the original.
Oh,
It's gonna be
an actor.
It's gonna be Jesse Ventura.
No.
Damn.
Jesse the Body Ventura? Oh my gosh.
Is it a Glover?
It is not. It's Glover's in the second one.
Yeah.
But it is Shane Black, and he directs the worst Predator movie, Predator 2018. But he was in the original Predator, which you would think he would have some of the sauce, but clearly missed. But he had none of the sauce.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone opened up DoorDash and got a Big Mac, and they're like, none sauce, please.
Yeah. But I do like
yes.
Shane Black because he is the Nice Guys guy. You know, the guy who did The Nice Guys with Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe.
Oh.
That's a fun movie.
Yes, great movie. But then he went on
Yeah.
to make The Predator, which is easily probably one of the worst in the entire franchise. And yes, I'm putting that below AVP.
Predator, a franchise with high highs and unfortunately very low lows.
Oh
you know?
yeah.
I liked it.
Well, the first one.
Oh, the first
one's
one
great.
is awesome.
Yeah, untouchable.
Yes. But The Predator,
right.
18, bad, garbage.
We don't talk about the Predator. All right, Lucas, you're up next.
Yep. Both of my creature features have been taken. So I'm not worried about it. I think I will be coming back to that. I do not think anybody will take any of the rest of my picks. So I think I'm going to go for a fun one.
Okay.
And a fun one is going to be in Slasher. And I'm going to go
Okay.
Ready or Not.
Man,
Ready or not?
that was in my list.
It's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend it. It's a fucking blast. It is not
Margot Robbie.
Yes, it's not Margot Robbie. It is Samara Weaving,
Yes.
who looks very similar. But basically, the premise is she is being married into this very wealthy family. They play a game every time somebody gets married into the family, and they play this game called Ready or Not, or Hide and Seek. And it turns out that this is one of the games that requires them to fulfill a blood oath to kill the new member of the family. And basically it's her running from the rest of this family throughout this house, very large mansion, trying to live, and her slashing her way through the whole family and trying to survive in a wedding dress.
That's too funny.
Very fun.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Grant,
Great.
if you haven't seen it, it might be the best movie to like try and choose someone to see if they live.
Yeah.
Oh, you play a game.
Oh,
game.
dude, this movie is exquisite for playing that game.
It's
The game.
so much
Yeah.
fun. All the actors in that movie, I think, eat up their roles significantly well. It's great. It's just a lot of fun. There's a lot of good blood. There's a lot of good kills. There's a lot of. It's also kind of comedy-ish.
It's definitely got good funny moments.
Yes, for sure. Adam Brody is in it.
Horror
who
comedy.
I think. Yeah, who I think is a very good deadpan kind of comedy guy when he's doing comedy. So, great movie. Definitely recommend if you haven't seen it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I remember seeing trailer after trailer for that movie when it was coming out, like on Hulu or something. So I don't know if it's coming from Fox or what, but my God, that movie looked like an absolute blast.
It is.
Haven't watched it yet, but I know that people speak highly of it for like a perfect combination of that horror action kind of thing you were talking about. So, excellent. Ethan,
Yep.
you're up, baby. Hit us with it.
All right. I think I gotta go with my psychological
Okay.
because
The first of this
it's
category.
pretty open, and I don't want I anybody. don't to have jump a hard on it out right time now. Because I just did my comp. I'm
no.
not like going anywhere
Here it
after
comes.
this. So as long as it takes, it's
I
fine with
gotta
me.
go with The Shining.
God damn it. You're taking my entire list.
Good. You know that just means that we have a good taste, Jason. What can I say?
The
Shin
We've
hinge.
wiggled.
The shin hinge.
That's right. Yeah, The Shining. I mean, obviously, this could fit into supernatural or psychological. I think
Yeah.
psychological, in the context of the movie itself, maybe
Yes.
is slightly more relevant, but it is relevant in both categories. But yeah, just
Absolutely.
Jack Nicholson doing his thing, being an incredible actor, while just like the feel, the vibe of the movie, just I don't know. It's just it's incredible. Like if you haven't seen
It
it, you
is
should do
incredible.
yourself the favor of seeing it.
Lucas, we briefly talked about this after we watched The Long Walk recently. Is this the best Stephen King adaptation on film?
I think so.
It's hard to argue against it. You can have your reservations, you can have your tastes in terms of Stephen King adaptations, but it's hard to argue when you have one of history's greatest directors, Stanley Kubrick, and one of history's greatest actors, Jack Nicholson, just absolutely killing it in this supernatural, psychological, like you were saying, horror movie that just I mean, you are sucked into the world of the Overlook Hotel like immediately. It's like you get the long droning score as you slowly drive up the mountain, and as soon as you get in there, there's a little air of like something's going on, but everything seems okay right now. And then it's just utter madness.
Yep.
And it only gets worse as time goes on.
I
so
stopped
good.
myself earlier, Graham, when you were talking about Randy being frozen. That's an homage to The Shining.
Yeah.
That's what it was,
That's what
yeah.
it was going to be.
Yeah.
I don't watch
Yep.
South Park, but when you
Yeah.
said that, I was
As
like,
soon
that
as you
sounds
said,
like
I was like,
Shining.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
That's funny.
there's so many different, I mean, TV shows that take, stabs at this or what, whatever you want to call it.
They did it in Ready Player One too.
Yep. Yeah, it's a big part of Ready Player One. I think The Simpsons, obviously with their Treehouse of Horror, I think do it a lot. I think they call it the Shinning though, or something like that.
Yeah,
Um,
yes.
Yeah. There's a lot of. I feel like this is just such a, obviously a big cultural impact movie. So many different things have kind of taken their homage to it.
Yeah, and I mean,
100%.
there was even a little bit in Weapons, where there's like the dream sequence where there's like the rifle that's up in the sky and there's like a number that flashes up top. It's like that number is the room number from the Shining book where Jack goes in and sees
It's
like
also-
one of the specters.
I think it's also the time of when the kids disappeared.
Well, I
Yeah,
think
I
that's
mean,
it
the-
was all an homage to
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, because there was a director interview that had talked about,
Right.
yeah, specifically it referring to the Shining as well.
Which I think is honestly, probably the most popular number. If you ever come across a number in a horror film, probably quite possibly the most popular one.
Yeah.
13 is a big one.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's-
And
that's
don't
true.
forget number 42 or something starring Jim Carrey.
Jackie
That was an
Robinson.
interesting one.
23?
Yes, yeah, for sure. Oh, is it 43?
No, it's
Yeah,
23.
Yeah, I'm like
23. Oh, I
yeah,
was too busy.
42
thinking of
is like Hitchhiker's Guide. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
You're that.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Overlook Hotel.
exactly.
The greatest mashup. Ethan, you took The Shining. You took what I'd arguably say is one of the greatest horror movies of all time. So, god damn you, but good for you.
I told you,
Getting
I came to
on
play. I had a
tail
plan.
end of round
I had a
two.
plan.
Can you keep up the bit of having all your movies start with the?
Please don't put my strategy on blast. You weren't supposed to see it yet.
Well, we know what's next. The Halloween.
Sponsored
No,
by
Slaughter's
Spirit
next.
Halloween.
Yeah. All right, Slaughter, you're up. You have finally reached the end of round 2, and you are getting your first double pick.
All right. I'm gonna do a quick banger here. Because I
Let's do it.
honestly I only have one slasher left. Because I had both Nightmare on Elm Street and Ready or Not.
Whoa,
Which-
really?
I'm
Wow,
surprised
okay.
that me and Lucas both thought of Ready or Not as a slasher.
That's
First off.
awesome.
You and Lucas both have Zodiac and 500 Days of Summer in your top
I'm
10,
actually
so
very
we know
proud
you
that
guys
more
are
people
in
have
tune.
this.
Listen, I had Ready or Not in mine as well.
That's awesome.
Oh my god. Okay. Easily number 1. This was like my number 3, like added on the list. Scream for slasher.
I
Yeah,
felt like
yeah.
Scream was coming from you.
For
Slaughter,
sure.
For sure.
Oh, good. I'm a man. I'm a man who's a fan of Matthew Lillard,
Yeah.
obviously.
Absolutely.
Skeet Ulrich, right?
The one thing I
Is
wanted
the
to point
other
out was, I guess it's like one of those common things where everybody talks about, oh, Drew Barrymore was killed in the beginning of the movie, obviously, but I guess I never really put it into context. I tried to think about a good example as to like now, and I feel like the best example would be if Jenna Ortega was like on the poster for the movie and it got killed in the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Sure.
Like, I like if the
She
movie
was-
got released right now. So
She was in a Scream.
in the most recent one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
think
can't
so.
remember. Yeah, is it the most recent or second
Now
most recent?
here's my talking point to that, Slaughter. Do people think of Drew Barrymore as a scream queen then, though? Because I feel like Jenna Ortega is a scream queen based off of her like filmography and the projects she chooses to associate herself with. Like I think it's impossible for her to kind of remove herself from that status. Now, if Jenna Ortega was starring in the next Scream movie and Sydney Sweeney was on the cover and Sydney Sweeney got killed in the first 5 minutes, then I'd be like, okay, this is exactly what's happening.
That
again.
is a
But
better example, but I do not know women.
It's like,
so,
I'm just thinking out loud.
Yeah, I don't
That'd
think
be a
Drew
great movie.
Barrymore is a scream queen because I don't think she's been in many horror movies
well, E.T.
outside
scary,
of that.
so
Sure.
it's a pretty horrifying
True.
movie.
Yep.
It was the original Alien.
No, but yeah, obviously the movie is great too. It's like tongue in cheek. Everything's like, it's actually like pretty on point where it's like, this is a parody of horror movies, but they actually do horror movies better than most horror movies. I just love that about it. So
She's on the cover of Scream 6, by the way.
oh my god, and they didn't
Drew
kill.
Barrymore?
But she doesn't get killed in the first 5 minutes of the movie, I think is Slaughter's point.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to say something. Have never seen Scream.
Either of us.
Dang.
It's up there. It's up there on my list. And I feel like I like you said, I know that it's like a parody of the horror movies. I feel like Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, whatever, Friday the 13th, like those are the classic ones. And then Scream was like the next level of the classic one but parodied them. I have seen Scary Movie 1 through 4 a billion times each. I shit you not. These movies, the Scary Movie 1 specifically, that is just like Ghostface every turn, like smoking the bowl or just like breakdancing or something. Like I have seen Ghostface do more ridiculous shit in Scary Movie franchise than I have seen in Scream.
Jason, I'm with you on this. I think it's your proximity to FX.
FX has the movies.
They got the movies. It's all of October. They just play all the Scream movies or scary movie movies.
Scary movie movies. God damn. All right, Slaughter. Well, you did it, and you've got a second pick as well.
And I'm gonna go in strong because I feel like I got some good meme movies, but I'm just gonna fill it out with psychological. The Invitation is my pick for that one.
Now, The Invitation, I think, has a couple versions, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I'm talking about 2014. I think there was like a rendition of like a 1960s movie. Is that right?
Logan Marshall Green, if I remember correctly, like I might be talking about this a little bit later, so I won't say anything specifically, but this movie is like, it's like gaslighting the movie, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, the entire time you feel like everyone's lying to you. It's like the movie is lying to you, and it's also telling you like everything's fine, but nothing is fine clearly. And there is like this, there's the psychological trauma of, everything that they've been through the past and that welling up and then trying to deal with it, but then not being able to deal with it. Some people are like, think they're dealing with it, but they're not dealing with it well. I think that's kind of the idea that, obviously his like ex-wife, where their kids died, was like going the batshit crazy route of committing mass suicide to get away from their grief. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the fact that the one friend was not there, and you're like, this guy is dead. He got here early. This guy is absolutely dead. And then he shows up at the last minute, and he's like the only other guy that makes it through with them. That twist is great. I love that. The peak, because we talk about what it follows too. The peak up to that point pays off when there's finally some shit that goes down. Is they build up to that perfectly and then kind of crash it down. It was a good twist. So
yeah, I remember having a good time during that. I think that was also like, it's 2015. I think that was also like that was like a college time Ethan's basement movie for sure. I remember watching that with a group of people. That was a good time for sure. I'm glad that one made the list. That is one I think about frequently, and it's probably because I see The Invitation, because I do think there's a couple iterations of the movie, and I don't know if they're remakes or anything, so I admit to not knowing that, but
I think there is.
that's one that I don't forget. I think it's specifically because Logan Marshall Green is just such an interesting character. I don't like, I'm not saying he's a super compelling actor, but like even just his wardrobe and like his hairstyle in this, I just remember him being in like every single frame of the movie and like having a terrible time for an hour and a half straight. Locked in. Slaughter, that was the banger of a double pick on what is now the beginning of round 3. And here comes Ethan.
It's all right. I don't think you're going to be going for this one.
Okay.
It's in the supernatural category.
Okay.
Gotta lock it in. Again, I've talked about it, I feel like, recently before. One of my favorite movies of all time, and horror movies, is The Witch. Period piece. I told you that was my strategy. You didn't believe me. They all have the in it. But
Dang.
yeah, this movie is awesome. It's a period piece with ATJ and Ralph Ineson, and it's just the atmosphere around the whole movie, the way that they're speaking in like an old English dialect, just like the whole vibe of everything. It's just so good.
Yep.
And like, when you do get glimpses of the witch, it's just like just excellent character design. It's so good.
That cover too is iconic.
Oh yeah,
with the goat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
What's his name? He has
Black
a name,
Phillip.
doesn't he?
Black
Phillip. Black Phillip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Anya Taylor-Joy, I think like this was
Another early one. For
yeah,
her,
this is
right?
what like I think
Yep.
kind of took her
So
into
good.
the stratosphere pretty early.
Yeah,
on.
seriously. Yeah, like
Which is crazy because she probably could have been in contention for, again, maybe a Scream Queen of like the 2010s or something like that.
yeah.
But I think she's got a little more juice than. I hate to say that she's better than horror movies, but she's got more range, I'll say.
Yeah. I mean, again, I think her performance is like one of the things that push that movie from being just like a horror movie into being like a great film.
For
Yeah.
sure.
But
The Witch being Eggers' directorial debut too is just, it's kind of like fucking insane.
Yep.
Like it's pretty much like a quintessential genre movie, but it's one of the most rewatchable movies in the last, like, I don't know, 25 years. Like,
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, I feel like if there's like a modern horror list, I feel like that's definitely probably
It's on there. For me, obviously.
Yeah.
if you're putting that on your list, Ethan, is would you say this is your top Eggers movie?
Yeah. Yep.
For sure. Nice.
I'm
All right.
upset that you didn't type it as VV.
You know
Instead
what?
of
W.
W's.
I'm a terrible host and even worse movie fan that I didn't do that. I will fix it for you because that is the correct. Awesome.
The Beach.
All right. The Beach. Lucas, you're next.
Yep. So I have psychological creature feature and wild card. Well, I think I'm gonna have to trade one of my wild cards to go into the creature feature category, and it's tough. It's tough, and I think what I'm gonna pick is Train to Busan.
Oh.
It's a 2, right? Train. to
No, I
Busan,
think it's just straight. I think
Two.
it's just no two.
No, that's
Yeah,
the sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Train to Busan.
The
Korean
Deucening.
zombie movie.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes.
And I mean, is it a creature feature?
Zombies are creatures.
Yeah.
I'll give it to you.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Zombies are creatures.
Yeah. Great movie. Just you're on the edge of your seat the entire movie. There's like so much action. There's so much just like tenseness of like, oh wow, great, we've made it to a safe spot. Never mind. Okay, keep moving. Okay, keep moving. Like, it's just like it's definitely, up there in terms of zombie movies. I think, in my opinion, my favorite zombie movie. And that's a big, tall order. There's a lot of good zombie movies in contention, and I just think this movie nails it, right on the head. And I think it just gives you a great alternative, to American-made movies. There's great movies being made outside of the borders of our country, and I think this is one of them.
Yeah, honestly, good work doing that because I think we've only picked American movies so far.
Yeah.
So, this one's on my short list for horror, absolutely, for it being out for almost a decade now. But I assume that it probably blends a really healthy mix. With it being a zombie movie, my assumption is that these are, I don't know what to call it, fast-moving zombies, for lack of a better term, by the looks of it.
Right.
Is it that kind of like pseudo action horror kind of thing, or is it definitely much more of like a slow kind of delve into like the psyche of these people as they experience this outbreak or whatever is going on?
I think it's just one man trying to save his daughter, and it's just the chaos that is involved of trying to get away from
And he's on a train.
these infected people.
Okay.
Literally, I mean, there's great performances by the main guy. I think his name is Gong Yu, if I'm saying that correctly. Right. Great performances. I think it's just like I said, it just keeps you on the edge of your seat because you're just constantly trying to, keep up with the fact that there is no safe space for them to live.
Nice. Excellent. This is, I mean, you took it in Creature Feature and you had basically an open open docket for, and I'm not gonna, don't want to spoil anything for the future picks, but you had an open docket for zombie movies. So would you say that this is the zombie movie for you?
Yeah, for
100%.
sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. We got our first zombie movie on the board in Creature Feature, Train to Busan, taken by Lucas. Graham, you're up next.
All right. Wild card? We haven't picked any wild cards yet.
We have not. And you are correct.
And I'm going to pick one just because I like the director. I'm going to pick Get Out.
Wow. Nice. Okay.
Not even putting it in psychological.
Nope, I don't even need it.
Graham's got doesn't even need it. That's okay. Fantastic.
I'm glad this is making the list.
Yeah, surprising it took Jordan Peele this long, honestly, to get on the list.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised too. No, it's just he's done an absolute wonder with all of the movies that he's made for this genre, and all of them are incredibly good. And actually, I just saw a new one the other day that I did not know he made, but he made another movie called Wendell and Wild, and it's like a Tim Burton style claymation animated like almost children's movie horror movie. So I thought that was pretty good too.
Okay, I see. It was produced by Jordan Peele's company, Monkey Paw. Okay.
Yeah, and it was only released to Netflix, so that's probably why I didn't find it till now.
Yeah, I see. That's a Netflix exclusive by the looks of it, for sure. Yeah, I mean, Jordan Peele's got a hell of a, I say hell of a filmography. It's pretty small, but I mean, my introduction to Jordan Peele was Us, and I really enjoyed Us, and which is crazy because I feel like a lot of people didn't enjoy Us. And then I think we actually, Graham, I don't know if you remember, there was a weekend where I came down to visit you in DC, and I think we planned to go see Nope that weekend at a theater near you, and to prep for it, we watched Get Out in your basement, and that was the first time I watched Get Out as well. So we had a double feature that day of Jordan Peele for the weekend. So yeah, Get Out's amazing. It's an amazing movie.
And I mean,
put in the sunken place.
You could also go watch Keanu too. That's also a good movie.
Sure. Yeah.
Not in this genre though.
Holy cow! Psychological, supernatural, and wild card are left. Well, I'm looking at my list, and I might as well take them. So, I saw two of you on Halloween at our Halloween party last Friday. So, in psychological, I'm going to be taking Jonathan Demme's The Silence of the Lambs.
Of course, yeah.
I was one Hannibal Lecter in his classic face shield and straight jacket, and Park was Clarice Starling, obviously. This movie's unbelievable. Another one of the first in recent times, starting a more recent physical media collection. Another one of the firsts that I just picked up immediately because this movie's just unbelievable. I feel dumb saying it because this movie's been just critiqued to absolute hell, but obviously the performances in the movie are unbelievable. Unbelievable by Anthony Hopkins, and the way that Jonathan Demme shoots the movie and shoots the conversations between the people, where some of them to demand your the power dynamic in the scenes. So when Clarice and Hannibal are speaking face to face for the first time in his cell, and you can see that the camera is just slightly below eye line when Anthony Hopkins is speaking, and he's looking directly into the camera as if he's looking directly into your soul, because he has the power, and every single cut it just gets closer and closer, and his eyes are just filling up the entire frame, and he is stealing your soul by talking to you, and he is breaking you down, and you don't even know. Whereas on the flip side, you have Clarice, who, Jesus Christ, I can't remember her name for some reason right now, but you have Clarice on the flip side in the conversation, where she is a little bit further back from the frame.
Jodie Foster.
A little more in a Jodie Foster, thank you. A little more in a defensive stance, maybe not quite dead on facing the camera, maybe just shifted ever so slightly, and not looking directly into the lens either, just a little bit off, so you can tell that she's not in control of this conversation. So, and that's one of the many things that is just an absolute masterclass when it comes to cinematography in this movie. Not to mention, obviously, Buffalo Bill and his entire arc in that movie. Obviously, like we talked about previously with Alien and The Shining, things of that nature. When you're talking about things that are like the epicenter of the idea of the genre, this is one of those movies that has been parodied, one of those movies that has been referenced or has been an homage in other horror movies just ad nauseum since it came out. So Silence of the Lambs, absolutely my pick for psychological.
Nice.
Good.
Powerful.
And I'm left with Supernatural and Wildcard. So obviously Wildcard has quite the range to pick from. So I think I'll just lock down Supernatural and go last. I think I'll just lock this in because this is probably my favorite movie when it comes to things like the occult or things like demons and things like the spawn of Satan and wild things of that nature. Religious things of that nature, things that kind of fall into that like religious horror kind of subgenre and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be taking Rosemary's Baby.
Nice. Okay.
So Slaughter, when we were talking earlier about The Invitation, this is the movie I was thinking of when we were talking about like gaslighting the movie.
Yeah.
You follow obviously Rosemary, and she moves into her apartment and everything, and every single person on her floor around her seems nice, seems cordial, and everyone wants to just be like a helpful neighbor, good Samaritan type thing. And as the movie unravels, you find out that all of these people are just part of this absolutely diabolical demonic cult. I mean, by the time you get to the end of the movie, you know, they're having a party in a room just down the hall where all of them are together celebrating the fact that she's given birth to the literal spawn of Satan. And just, oh my gosh, this movie is fantastic. Never mind the fact that it's made by one Roman Polanski. We'll just sweep that under the rug for now. But I mean, out of maybe not out of all of his movies, because I think Chinatown is like a masterpiece, but Rosemary's Baby is definitely the horror movie for sure. If you guys obviously have seen Rosemary's Baby and you are interested in it and you had a great time, they also kind of recently made a prequel called, I think, Apartment 7A with Julia Garner, who was recently in Weapons, Ethan, we were just talking about.
Yep.
She plays, I can't remember the character's name off the top of my head right at this moment, but she plays the initial neighbor that Rosemary meets in the beginning of the movie, that she kind of just like puts her faith into and kind of develops a real friendship with her pretty quickly. And she's the one sane person in the movie before she throws herself off the balcony. Yeah, that's a great time. Rosemary's Baby, taking it in Supernatural. We love the demons and we love the demon babies.
Oh yeah.
Graham, we're back to you for your penultimate pick.
All right. I think I'm gonna leave slasher for last, and I think I'm gonna go with psychological, and I'm going to go with Shutter Island.
Okay.
Cool.
Interesting.
You know, I haven't seen this movie in forever. Are there horror elements to this movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That's okay. I remember it being like on the fringe. It's crazy because you walk away from this movie and you're like, that was a Scorsese movie. And the only reason that you maybe remember it is because Leo's in it, for God's sake. But like Shutter Island, definitely divisive when it came out, I feel like. But
I also had a
in it also.
I also had a backup just in case, because I was like, I feel like it was a horror movie when it came out specifically. I was like, yeah, this is definitely a horror movie. But, you know, 32-year-old me seeing it now, I'd be like, I'd more call it a thriller.
Yeah.
But
that's okay.
Yeah, I've
Guess
got a
what?
backup if you don't take it.
I'm giving you this one because my next one is also on that fringe.
Okay, all right. We're in fringe territory now.
I don't even know. I think I remember this movie having some like decent horror elements.
Yeah, 100%.
I would say
It's definitely makes you feel scared because of like as you're watching it and you start becoming like the guy who's trying to figure out the mystery and
Sure.
you're like, I shouldn't be in here. Why am I in here? I should be out. Like, why are you keeping me here? And it kind of just gets your fight or flight going where you're just like, no, get me the hell out of here.
I can jive with that for sure. Maybe worth a rewatch, honestly. Haven't watched it since it came out in
High school?
Yeah.
When did I see it? Yeah, like
20.
high
I don't
school.
know.
Yeah, at the end of high
10.
school,
I was
20,
gonna say
2009.
2013,
20
2009. Holy cow.
2010 is when it came out.
2010, yeah.
yeah. I mean,
All
there's the scene with the old lady with whatever, like
Yeah.
the raggedy hair or whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
to say that's creepy.
There's some creepy moments to
yeah,
it. Okay.
creepy.
All right. Fair. Ram, we're taking it. It's our first ever draft. Playing it fast and loose, baby.
Yeah,
Nice.
it is.
All right. Sounds good. Lucas, you're up.
Yep. So we're going psychological.
All right. Let's round out the category.
And it's not a Lucas draft without a Jake Gyllenhaal. And it's
Oh,
not
boy.
the Jake Gyllenhaal you think I'm going to pick, but I'm going to pick Enemy.
That not the one I thought you were going to pick.
What did you think I was going to pick?
Velvet Buzzsaw or
Nightcrawler?
something?
No, God,
Velvet
no. God, no.
Oh, God.
No.
I was ready for source code, so
Yeah, source code.
Is
No.
or Lucas, are you thinking that people think that you would have maybe taken Donnie Darko?
Yeah. But it's not a
Gotcha,
horror
okay.
movie. Yeah. I mean, Enemy's
Yeah,
not really
Fringe.
either.
Fringe.
Enemy's a
And-
thriller.
yeah, both Fringe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give it to you. Yeah. Enemy's fantastic.
It's a psychological movie for sure, and it's
Yeah.
a thriller. And I would put thriller in the outside of the Venn diagram of horror, but it's not scary. It's just putting you on the edge of your seat kind of thing. I think it's a great movie. I
It is a
can't
great
remember
movie.
if it's Denny's. It's not his first one, but it's definitely early in his repertoire.
Filmography.
Yeah, filmography is a great word for it because that's the right word.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just so I guess off-putting because you're not sure what's true. Obviously in the movie, as much as Jake Gyllenhaal doesn't know what's going on.
For sure.
And there's obviously the the spider kind of
Jump scare. I mean, maybe
yeah.
like is that what you call it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the spider reveal,
yeah,
or even just a theme, because there's more than just that one.
yeah,
you know,
there's
near the
multiple
end,
times
yeah.
where he's in a dream state or whatever, if it's a dream state, or opening doors and seeing a spider of some sort. I think it's great. I think it's great psychological, in that manner that you're just completely lost.
Yeah, and one of the rare cases, not even just exclusively to horror, but one of the rare cases of like a twin movie, right?
Yeah.
Like there's a movie where there's two people that are played by the same actor, and you're not sure sometimes which one is on screen, which means you have no idea what the outcome of the scene is going to be.
Right.
And especially in a case like this, where if I recall correctly, they know each other exists, or one of them knows the other exists, and he's like trying to get to the bottom of it and figure out like this guy's ruining my life kind of thing, because these like wild things are happening around me because of this other guy. So yeah, good twin movie for sure, and good Denny movie.
Yeah.
I mean, part of his legendary run from 2013: Prisoners, Enemy, Sicario, Arrival, Blade Runner 2049, and then Dune Part 1, 2,
Dude
and
has
3.
the sauce.
Dude absolutely has the sauce. The French, they got the
Powerful.
sauce. Put it on the escargot.
They invented
slurp
the
it down.
sauce.
wait, he's
Yeah,
not
they
French,
invented
he's
the sauce.
Canadian.
French Canadian, same goddamn difference.
We call them our neighbors.
Yeah. All right. Did I put that in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Enemy right there. We rounded out the psychological category. Hell yeah. All right. I think we're working our way. Where are we working our way? Is it Ethan
To me.
that's next?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For my
Sorry,
second to
you
last
won't
one.
have the last pick. I'm sorry. I'm just a giant moron.
I get the first
You
last
have
pick.
the last pick.
True.
You get the first last pick. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go, Ethan.
All right, for slasher, I don't have a ton for this other than I just kind of rewatched it recently. We're going with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
There you
Hell
go.
yes.
If I could be wrong, it's one of the earlier slashers that I know of.
Correct. Are you referring to
The 1974.
the original?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. I watched it. It's it's good. It's a classic. Again, there are a lot of those elements to this movie that I feel like, again, kind of like define the genre itself. And so it's good. I mean, Leatherface is a good, cool villain. I mean, and the, kind of like when you realize that like they're all members of the same family, it's just like it's a cool evolution when the main character who finally gets out of the house gets like driven back by, the father who is like working at the gas station, where it's like the main character finally gets some respite, makes it out of the house, gets to the gas station, and then gets driven back to the house and has to like re-deal with all of the same problems we were dealing with in the beginning. It's, it's cool because a lot of times, like when the character makes it back to civilization, they are safe. And so, yeah, it's just a good time. And there are a lot of other like games that and other media that take inspiration from it, where it's like in this movie is where they do like the Dead by Daylight, the killer like grabs one of the ladies and like hooks her up to a giant meat spike and just like hangs her from the ceiling.
Yeah. Texas Chainsaw Massacre also just like with that class of classic slashers, Halloween, Friday the 13th, etc. But I always feel like is kind of like the redheaded stepchild. It's got a different juice to it. It's kind of like the punk or the goth, brother or cousin of the popular horror movies of that time, right?
Yeah.
At least that's how I feel about it.
I think that was just because the follow-ups to the original one were just terrible. Like, I think compared to like Friday the 13th and all that. And then when it rebooted, I think the reboot was actually really good.
I think the newest one has a really cool scene with inside of a car where there's a hole inside of somebody's head, and it's like the camera does a dolly pan back, outside of through the hole in the head. It's kind of,
oh my god, that's fucking awesome.
It's kind of cool.
Sick. Yeah, that's a great pick for sure. One of the classics.
Yeah,
one of the classics. Oh, Slaughter. Yeah, here we are. Thank you, Ethan, for that pick.
Yeah.
Slaughter, this is it. You have your final 4th round pick and the first final round pick. This will be the end of your drafts. You have creature, feature, and wild card left. What are you gonna do?
All right, I'm gonna do it. Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, okay.
Damn,
Fantastic.
bro.
Hey, I was thinking about that one.
I was trying to figure out how it could
Damn,
fit
bro.
a movie, a good horror comedy into here, and I just quite wasn't hitting the mark for me.
Rough.
I'm glad that you made it.
It's such a good movie, honestly. It started the Cornetto trilogy, obviously. The fact that Simon Pegg and Nick Frost are like real life friends, and they modeled the characters after their friendship. That's pretty awesome. The actual like foreshadowing, the way they set up the homages to all the movies, the fact that they don't even say zombie in the movie specifically as a homage to Romero. Awesome. Also, I don't know if you guys know this, before the movie actually came out, they had a private viewing for Romero. And Romero didn't even realize that some of the homages were specifically to his movies until like years later.
No.
That's funny.
Quite possibly, I think my favorite in that movie is We're Coming to Get You, Barbara, because in Night of the Living Dead, it's so eerie and so spooky that we're coming to get you, Barbara. And then when they're on the phone, the Sean's mom and Nick Frost say, "We're coming to get you, Barbara." So it's just such a good like dichotomy of that homage. It's such a good time. I mean, Shaun of the Dead will forever be my favorite Edgar Wright movie and my favorite Cornetto trilogy, although I think Hot Fuzz is a better movie. I think it just takes everything from Shaun of the Dead and just ramps it up to 11. But the setting of Shaun of the Dead for sure just lights out.
Yep.
Wait, it's a trilogy?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's a spiritual trilogy.
Just look up the Cornetto trilogy and research it.
I've seen everything but World's End.
It's a loose trilogy.
Yeah,
gotcha. Loose trilogy for sure.
It ended on a weak note, in my opinion, but
still like it. Just the weakest of the 3. Yeah, probably the strongest. Probably. I mean, God damn it, Slaughter. That's a great pick.
Yeah, that was coming up next for me.
Oh man! All right, Slaughter, round us out. You have a creature feature to pick.
Yeah, this is definitely my weakest category though, because I don't really like creature features. However,
Okay.
I'm gonna give a choice real quick to you, Jason. Do you want me to pick the true wild card creature feature pick, or an actual good one, so I can try and have the best round out here?
What speaks to you, Slaughter?
Yeah, well, it's here's the name of the game. Going forward, here's the name of the game. You're in here. You're playing to win, or you're playing for your soul, baby. So this is either a Slaughter draft list through and through. You stand by every pick, and my God, there are your goddamn picks, Slaughter. Or you can come in here and try to craft critically, financially, whatever, the best 5 horror movies that you can absolutely draft, and as if your life depends on it. So I'm leaving it up to you, baby. I can't make that chance for you.
All right, for creature feature, I'm choosing 8-legged. No, I'm just kidding. I'm choosing Jeepers Creepers for sure. Jeepers Creepers is like,
wow. Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah, which I mean, I think the creeper's he's a jeeper creeper, right? Creature.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just honestly, it was one of the first movies where forget exactly when it came out. It was like 2004, 2005.
Yeah, perfect timing for that kind of movie.
2001.
2001. Okay. Well, I forgot. There was a big thing that happened then. But yeah, so no, yeah, one of the first movies I watched with Justin Long in it. The actual
Scream Queen.
Yeah, a true Scream Queen, honestly.
Yeah,
the walrus, you know. So yeah, the fear of like a truck running you down on the highway out in the middle of nowhere, actually terrifying. I think that was like a keynote to it for me.
Yeah.
The creature itself, I think, was like really well made, and they hit them pretty well. And I think it hit like a lot of good keynotes as far as like a creature feature when they actually appeared and was like, you know, gobbling up people and everything. And then the whole like searching through the house in the very beginning when they first stopped at it, it was really good. I liked them through and through. And then it was even better when I watched Jeepers Creepers 2, and that movie sucked.
Yeah.
So I realized how good the first one actually was after that. So
I don't remember Jeepers Creepers 2 sucking specifically, but I will say that this time of year, when we say 2001,
yeah,
the AMC or the Sci-Fi Channel were on in my living room at my parents' house 24/7, and I must have watched Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2 a fucking 1,000 times.
Yeah.
My God. And then that was one of my earlier introductions to horror movies, absolutely. And I was like, this is metal as fuck, dude. This is crazy.
Yeah.
They're fucking in the cornfield. They're getting ripped to shreds. And yeah, I feel like you don't see the monster that much, so it like leaves just a little bit of air of mystery to it. My God, yeah, Jeepers Creepers is a classic 2000s horror movie. And yeah, I remember Justin Long being in it. That's about it. But I'm looking at the cast here. I had no idea that Ray Wise was in it. And Ray Wise is a legendary actor, obviously famous from Twin Peaks. But damn, Jeepers Creepers, that is the true wild card pick for sure.
Yeah.
Unless the other one was actually 8-legged freaks.
Oh,
whatever.
no.
I mean, that's insane.
no, that was not the wild card. For the wild card was going to be me saying Gremlins was a creature feature. So
yeah,
I think that's
for
super
sure,
acceptable.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. That's a great pick. Great final pick, Slaughter. Ethan, your final pick is next. It looks like everyone but Graham is a wild card left. So let's hear it.
All right. I think that I could pick a better movie here to make my list untouchable, but I need to talk. About this movie specifically, and so the wild card movie I am picking is The Void. This
Ethan
is
picks The Void.
Not a popular movie. This was made in 2016 with a budget of like $84,000, and it has like some of my favorite practical effects that I've seen in a modern movie. The monster design, like all of the creatures that are happening are just, it's so good. I can't like talk about how much I like the monster design and stuff in this. It is like a cosmic horror. We're stuck in a building and there's like a bunch of weird stuff happening and there's a reason we can't leave and monsters are like coming out of this basement that's not supposed to be here. It's just a really good time. I'm gonna preface it by saying the acting is not amazing. because the film is super cheap, and so they just like don't have amazing actors. They're fine, but if you can make it like 30 minutes in, it just starts cooking so hard.
This wouldn't be an Ethan draft without absolutely obscure horror movie that
like
no one has heard.
I know. I think in the box office it made like less than $100,000 or something.
82,000.
Well,
no,
how
that's
much?
the budget. Hold on.
Yeah,
Okay,
82,000 was the
wow.
budget, and I think it maybe worldwide made like 300 grand.
377.
Yeah.
That's a hey baby.
So
that's a star in my book.
this movie is awesome, and the practical effects are done by two guys who worked on The Shape of Water and
Okay.
like all of the It movies, the more recent ones, and just like I guess those two guys ended up being like the directors for this movie, and so I don't have to tell you, the
Really had
practical
an idea
effects
and they
are
really wanted
awesome.
to get it out there.
Yeah.
78% on Rotten Tomatoes.
What 98?
78.
Yeah, 70.
Oh,
It's
geez.
no, again, like it definitely loses points in my book for the acting, but again,
Sure.
I think it is still worth watching for sure.
I think you've given
Okay.
enough of a synopsis for me to be interested to check it out.
Cool.
Especially at what I'm assuming is like a 90-minute runtime.
Oh, I think exactly 90 minutes.
Holy shit! That's awesome. The
It
perfect
literally,
movie.
runtime on Google says 1 hour, 30 minutes.
Yep.
Oh my god. I reiterate, the perfect movie. All right, that was your final pick.
And they
You
all
did
have
it.
the in the front.
I see that. Yes, I see that. Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Lucas, let's hear it. This is your final pick. It's a wild card.
This is tough. This is so tough. I have some good movies left, and I have some me picks left. Very, very tough. I think what I'm gonna do is go with my heart here, and I'm gonna go What We Do in the Shadows.
Wow. Okay.
Nice.
This movie is my fucking movie, man. It's dumb. It's dumb comedy mixed with some pretty terrible acting, but it's holy shit very fun. And I would consider it horror because it's about vampires and werewolves, baby. What's more
All right.
Halloween than those two things?
Basically nothing.
Yeah. It's just Taika Waititi, obviously gets a lot of shit right now for being kind of a hack in some of his more recent flops. But I think his early stuff is great. I think this is one of his things that really cemented my opinion of him as being extremely funny. This obviously spawned a TV show as well that aired on FX for a while and has ended finally after very many seasons. I don't even know how many seasons there were. Watched every single episode. It's just fun. It's I don't know what else to put it in. It's not a horror movie. It's not scary, but like I said, holds a very fun part of my heart.
I'm sorry, I just stepped out of a time machine, and are you telling me that Thor 4 Love and Thunder did not do well?
Dude. I mean, sure, it probably did a lot of big numbers in the box office because it's a Marvel movie, but I think
I see. But you're telling me that it was not a good movie.
the general consensus is it's a bad movie.
Yeah.
So
God damn it.
I know.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that. I assumed that Taika did the movie as well. I wasn't 100% sure. I have tried to start the show like twice, and I got a few episodes in, and it just wasn't quite grabbing me. If I want to get into it, should I watch a movie first?
It's the movie really has nothing to do with the show other than the fact that the movie establishes that there are vampires living in current time.
Gotcha.
The current
Okay.
time frame of whatever year it came out, which I think was like mid 2000s or somewhere around there. And that's all it is. It's great. I like the movie a lot. It's funny. There's a lot. Jermaine Clement is in it. Just it's basically the guys from whatever the just those two guys. What was their little comedy troupe? I can't remember. Taika and Jermaine did they were like a comedy group together with another guy, and I can't remember what it was called. But anyway, it's basically that movie, but with those guys in this movie creating this universe of vampires living in modern times. And they obviously come across a pack of werewolves who's led by Rhys Darby, and very, very funny.
So is the movie and the show kind of always playing at the fact of playing like at the trope of like vampires versus werewolves? Is that like what it is, or are they like friends? Or
that's
what?
just a big part of like the world that they live in. Like they're just like, werewolves exist and vampires think they're better than werewolves, and they're like, those guys, they're like, they're dogs, they like live outside and they like fucking
okay.
piss all over the place, and they're like they're not wealthy enough to be living in a house and are whatever. Like vampires are so much higher on the social status than them.
Gotcha.
Wait,
Okay.
so the TV show What We Do in the Shadows, are you talking, was that the one with like Nandor in it?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I like that
It's
one.
based on
that one.
It's based on this movie. Different characters, the different vampires. Like obviously Nandor is not, and Matthew Berry's character is not in this movie, but it's just, it spawns that show.
Gotcha. Hell yeah. What We Do in the Shadows, the ultimate wild card pick.
Yeah.
Graham, your
Hi.
final. And you are the only person that left out or left wildcard. You didn't leave wildcard for last, which honestly, great pick, because you snagged Get Out from underneath all of us in your fourth round, because obviously Get Out's not a slasher film. So you're left a slasher. You got any ideas what you want to take here?
Yeah, and I do have to say, not a single one of my picks was taken.
Okay.
So
Incredible.
slasher film, I'm going with Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street.
Sweeney Todd. I'm not typing that all out, but there you go.
Yeah, he's killing people, he's chopping them up, and he's feeding them back to him.
Sweeney Todd, another Tim Burton joint, yeah?
No? I don't remember who directed it.
Pretty sure it
I'm
is.
pretty sure
I'm pretty
it
sure
is.
it is.
I just assume it is.
I mean,
Because
look
of
at
the
it.
two.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Johnny Depp again.
Yeah. And Helen Bonham Carter,
Yeah.
I think, right?
Yep. The
Yeah.
usual suspects.
Yeah.
Yep.
The usual suspects for Tim.
I've never seen this movie.
Neither have I. And
It's
no
great.
ill will. I just haven't.
I've seen it. Long
They
time.
did.
Is it a
They did a
musical?
musical to it, yeah, as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, highly
All right,
recommend.
Stephen Sondheim, okay.
Well, I thought,
All right.
isn't the musical?
The musical
Is the
came
movie-
first.
Musical was the original. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I thought. Yeah.
Like most things.
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to
But-
make sure.
At the end, if you'd
So-
like to hear all
yeah.
the other movies that I also picked, but no one else took, let me know.
Yeah, if we have
Yeah.
a couple minutes at the end, we can deliberate some of our honorable mentions and stuff and just round it out for sure.
Yep.
Fantastic. So Sweeney Todd, yes. For those of us who haven't seen it, just real quick, reiterate, he is a barber who chops people up with his I literally almost said with his scissor hands, because I think Edward Scissorhands, that's a different thing.
I know. So yes, he also is.
Okay.
So Johnny Depp also plays Edward Scissorhands, which I was like, oh, that's an easy double clap right there. If somebody takes it, I'm
Okay.
just gonna double down and go with the Edward Scissorhands. But no, in this movie, he's the demon barber of Fleet Street. So he obviously is a barber that also kills people with his blades and then chops them up and then feeds them as meat pies. And the what's her name? She then sells the pies, the meat pies.
Okay, so they're in it together.
Yeah.
Okay. So I assume there's got to be at least one kill sequence in this movie where Johnny Depp takes a straight razor across someone's throat. Or maybe he
All
does
the
it every
time. All the time.
Yeah,
Okay.
frequently.
There's a
Yeah.
montage.
I figured.
Yeah,
that makes
he's
sense.
over there Edward Scissorhanding him his best barber impression.
Okay, perfect.
you said that these are separate movies. That's insane, because I thought they were the same movie.
As it was
No
coming out of my
way.
mouth, I was like, "Oh my god, Edward Scissorhands is a different movie."
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. How do you get cast in the same movie but different?
They're like, hey, you know that other role you played? Why don't we just change the item that you're cutting things with?
That's crazy.
Tim Burton clearly has a style, and Johnny Depp's got boys with Tim Burton, so I guess they're just like, put blades in my hands. I don't know.
I'll figure it out.
Tim Burton just wanted to make a better version of Edward Scissorhands.
Yes.
Which he directed in the 90s.
You know what? Honestly, guys, run it back.
Yeah, they're like, again.
Crazy.
So,
all right.
awesome.
Thank you for
Oh,
enlightening
he did
me.
also direct it. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he did both.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That is his speed. That he is that guy and nobody else.
That is funny.
Holy cow. All right. Time for the final pick. Not going to keep you guys waiting in suspense. I could do some interesting things. I could take, for example, Halloween in the final pick.
I know.
A movie that we have not seen at all tonight, which is insane to me. But honestly, I'm not going to do that. When I was talking about Nightmare on Elm Street earlier and how I watched what I deem is the big three in terms of slashers, Halloween was honestly my least favorite. Like, I get why it's so kind of groundbreaking, but I just had the least amount of fun with a slasher film, and maybe I've been like Ludovico intensified to like need more action in my slasher films or something. I have no idea. Nightmare on Elm Street's the pick. It ain't Halloween. And I'm telling you right now, Halloween ain't my final pick either. My final pick is going to be Evil Dead, baby.
Nice.
Oh,
And
that's
my
a
final
good one.
pick, hang on. My final pick is not Sam Raimi's The Evil Dead. My final pick is the Fede Alvarez 2013 Evil Dead remake. And I'll tell you why, God damn it. Because this movie was my first foray into the Evil Dead franchise.
Oh.
And I watched this movie, and it's really okay. It's really okay. And especially upon rewatches, it's really even less than okay sometimes. But Jane Levy, who plays like the main character, is a fantastic actress. I really enjoy her. She played in Fede Alvarez's other movie, Don't Breathe, which I think, Lucas, you and I have talked about a couple times, which also like looks kind of maybe it looks a little tacky at first, but like you watch the movie and it was a great movie. I had a great time watching that movie. So Jane Levy's in this amongst a bunch of other people that I honestly have no idea. But this is a remake, reinterpretation, whatever you want to call it, of the original Evil Dead, Sam Raimi's Evil Dead. So besides the updated cinematography, cameras, whatever, like it is for the most part a pretty like I don't know, reputable, honest, whatever, like remake of the original. However, there's one standout thing about this movie, and one standout thing about all of Fede Alvarez's movies that are fucking awesome. He always, and maybe not like an original thought, I'll use air quotes for that, original thought, because maybe you look at it as like the Act 3 twist or something along those lines. But in every single movie that he does, he has like a whole other 15 or 20 movies or minutes at the end of his movie that you had no fucking clue was about to happen. So in Evil Dead, they fucking close the book, they figure it out, they get out of the cabin, all is well. Awesome. In the remake, Jane Levy's character finally gets out after being the one that was possessed the entire time, basically. And they think they have won, basically. They think that they have gotten out of the cabin and they're gone. Oh, by the way, she's the only one that's alive at this point. Out of all 5 people in this movie, the rest of them are all dead. She makes it out, and the movie, for all intents and purposes, is over. And then she holds up. I'm sorry, this is spoilers for a 2013 movie, but my God, I need to tell you guys about it if you guys haven't seen it. She holds up this little like locket or necklace that she had that I think was from her brother or from her mom who was dead or something, that they talk about earlier in the movie, some character development. And she holds it up. Part of her whole story was they went out to the woods because she was a drug addict and she needed to get sober. So they like removed her from society and they were like her pillars and everything. And everyone's dead. She gets out. She holds up this thing in her hand and she's like, I made it. And you're ready for the credits to roll any second. And then a drop of blood lands in the center of this circular little ring on a necklace chain that she has. And then she looks up and then it starts raining blood. And you're like, what the fuck is happening here? And all of a sudden, she finds out that everything that they tried to end, the possession, the demonic summoning, all of that shit, it's actually about to happen. And in no time, you see a demonic figure reach out from the ground and grab her ankles and burn her and freaks out. This thing crawls out of the ground and it's terrifying. It's like a humanoid figure that's completely burnt to shit. It's got like basically no face, covered in long hair. It's terrifying. And she's fighting this thing in like the front yard of this cabin that is burning, by the way. The cabin's burning down. Everyone's dead inside. It's now raining blood and like metal music is playing. And she's fighting this fucking demon. You're like, what the fuck is happening? This movie was over 5 minutes ago. She goes through this entire fucking thing where she's climbing through the shed and she's getting fucking whacked by the demon. She finds a chainsaw. She kicks it down off the thing. She's got to get gas in it. This thing's fighting her. She's crawling through like underground tunnels. She eventually tries to get in the Jeep and go away, and the thing just picks the Jeep up and throws that bitch on her, and it crushes her arm. She fucking takes her legs, pushes against the Jeep, rips her arm off, picks up her fucking nub, jams it into the handle of the chainsaw, pulls that bitch up, and just rips the chainsaw right into this fucking thing's head. There is a shot of this movie where the camera like pans down in this epic fucking final sequence where she's got the chainsaw in its fucking face with blood raining from the sky. Everything's covered in red. The cabin is on fire in the background. And I was just like, I can't even describe what I'm feeling right now. I wouldn't say I was elated. I wasn't happy, but the fucking hairs on the back of my neck are standing up just from talking about it right now. Like, the movie could have ended and I would have been like, yeah, whatever. It was just a remake. It was fine. It was fun. There were some fun parts. It was a little funny. It was a little scary, whatever. No, this guy fucking puts an extra 15 minutes into the end of this relatively okay adaptation of Sam Raimi's Evil Dead and just fucking turns the lights on, goes, fuck you all. Now I'm putting my spin on this. Now I'm putting my flavor on it. You know, this is not the franchise that you thought it was.
I get the last
and we
scene.
get it. And it's fucking awesome. And he does this shit in everything he does. Don't Breathe does it. It's awesome. Evil Dead, awesome. He did fucking Alien Romulus. Alien Romulus is a fucking awesome movie. Like, my God, this guy knows how to do entertaining horror and do it well. So that is my final pick. And I'm very passionate about it, God damn it.
Nice.
Nice.
Is there clapping? I think there's.
Is there a clap?
Yeah,
Hold on.
I think
Oh,
a round of
Jay?
applause somewhere. Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hey.
Nice.
I'm giving little teams
Thank you guys
emojis.
for indulging me.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you picked that because that particular scene, I love the Evil Dead and Army of Dead and all that. They were like one of the fun like introduction to movies of horror movies when I was younger. And that particular scene is like it puts the like the definition on awesome. You know what I mean? Like that is like it is actually like a shot of awe that you have throughout that entire sequence.
I have seen that scene somewhere.
It's so sick.
It's so
It's
cool.
just like
It's so
that end
sick.
scene.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen the movie.
The movie is a completely what I would call serviceable to just maybe even less than that. Again, 90 minutes of whatever. If you like The Evil Dead, you're like, oh yeah, that's a fun little homage. Yeah, that yeah, I see they're doing that now. Whatever. Acting not very good. Again, Jane Levy, fine, decent. I have a fun time watching her on screen. Until you get to the final scene, and then you're just like, let's fucking go. Real quick, do we want to talk honorable mentions, or do you guys want to run down your lists for the final?
I have like a 2-second honorable mention, which is
Let's hear it.
the introduction to The Empty Man. The Empty Man is a movie that was like, I think it was on just like straight to Netflix, but I could be wrong. And
Kevin Bacon, empty Kevin Bacon, right?
or no, The Empty Man.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of some other empty or invisible guy.
And the movie itself is not really good, but there is like a 5-minute segment, maybe like 8 minutes, before you get the title card. And it is like an excellent short film in and of itself. And then you could just end it. You don't need to look at anything else. You can just turn off the movie and you'll be doing great.
All right. So
The rest of it is
intro to
like
The Empty
fine
Man.
to not good, but the intro is awesome. It's so good.
All right. Intro to The Empty Man. Graham, what honorable mentions did you have? You mentioned you had a few.
If you haven't seen Young Frankenstein by Mel Brooks,
Oh yeah, that's a
yeah, it's a classic. It's got Gene Wilder in it, and it's one of those things that I'm like, when when I get into Halloween season and it's just like I want something dumb, but I want the flavor of Halloween, this is a great movie for that.
For sure.
Nice.
For sure. Awesome. So, other Lucas, any honorable mentions?
Oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
well, other than Gremlins. But the no, Cabin in the Woods. I'm surprised we didn't talk about that one.
Sure.
The
Yeah.
Ring, The Grudge, classics. And then It Comes at Night. I was really
I
torn
want to
between
see that.
Invitation and It Comes at Night. Personally,
It Comes at Night was
I
also
heard
on
it.
my list.
I heard it's
Yeah.
good. I want to see it.
If someone
Um,
had taken The Shining, I was probably gonna hit it up.
nice.
Nice.
It doesn't start with the, though.
Listen, I know.
Comes
I had a short list of the movies.
Okay.
It wasn't what I
Nice.
wanted.
What a Shyamalan twist.
Yeah, I had a few. There were a lot in Wildcard. My honorable mention slasher is American Psycho.
Oh,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Honorable mention Supernatural is Annihilation.
It was also on
Wow,
my
okay.
list. Annihilation was
Oh,
there.
damn, okay.
Yeah, I like that movie a lot.
That's awesome.
And then Wildcard's real pick would have been Mars Attacks.
Okay.
I think
Hell
that's
yeah.
fun. I think that's a great movie, and I really enjoy that movie a lot. And then in terms of two other picks that 100% would never make the list, but I wanted to write them down for my own sanity, are two incredibly bad horror movies, but I think they're just fun. One of which is 13 Ghosts with Matthew Lillard.
Oh,
I thought about
that's a
putting
fun
that
movie.
on the list somewhere.
It's a
for
bad
sure.
movie,
That-
but it's fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's one that I
Um,
grew up on. For
Also,
sure.
by the way, the Netflix series that Flanagan made, the first one, Haunting of Hill House,
It, like focuses on
is
those
based
ghosts,
on
right?
the
Yeah.
short story of 13 Ghosts. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That was written in whatever the 18 or 1700s. I can't remember.
Yeah.
And then Ghost Ship is
Ghost shit.
is a bad horror movie, but that opening
Okay.
scene rocks.
Okay.
It's just so
More
good.
opening scene awesomeness. Okay.
Yeah, seriously, watch that movie. Just watch the opening scene. That's all you need to do in that movie. The rest of that movie, dog shit.
Pretty
But
sure Ghost
God,
Ship is
that-
like a 5-cost Magic the Gathering card.
that sounds about right.
way too
uh,
expensive.
3 and 2 black.
Oh, Ghost Ship is a 4 drop. I'm sorry.
2 and 2 black for sure. Yeah, Slaughter, you mentioned The Ring and The Grudge for sure. I mean, I'm not 100% on it, but yeah, there's definitely a fair amount of Japanese adaptations. I haven't ever watched Ju-on or Ringu, but the American adaptations are definitely the things that I think were more our speed at the time that they came out. I only watched The Ring for the first time pretty recently as well, because that was one that was like kind of our generation of like, that movie really was scary kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, even what's funny is in one of probably Scary Movie 3, I think, is like the one where they parody The Ring in it, and I was even like the spooky sequences that lead into the funny sequences were still scaring me, even though I knew it was a parody of this movie where a girl crawls out of a TV and like you're gonna die in 7 days. But fucking The Ring, the American one, is Gore Verbinski. Hello, Pirates of the Caribbean movies. And it's got Naomi Watts in it. Like, oh my God, how did I miss this? I watched it. I'm like, that movie was a fucking fever dream and it was awesome. Like, let's go.
Here's the thing about it though. I watched it when I was younger, and the Ring Girl is my like night terror monster. Like when I have night terrors and I fucking can't wake up, it's her in the corner staring at me. So that is like and I watched it when I was young. I was like 7 or 8. So that movie is absolutely like horrifying, terrifying to me. And it's the only nightmare I like ever have is of that girl.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it being The Ring or The Grudge, either one, like the visual of just like a little girl with long black hair in front of her face, like is it just God damn it, Japan comes from Japan. It's just creepy as fuck. They know what creeps you out. They're just good at doing that. So. Yeah, Ring was on my.
Speaking of The
list.
Ring, one of the other slasher movies that I had was Scary Movie 3.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess they do a lot of slashing in those movies. I don't remember each one. I remember.
It's okay. They're all the
Scream
same
1 and
texture.
Ghostface. Yeah, they're all the same. A couple other, I mean, only a few more. I mentioned Don't Breathe when I was talking about Fede Alvarez stuff. And if I'm being honest, the Evil Dead 2013 remake only came to me a few minutes before I picked it, because I had the original Sam Raimi's Evil Dead, and I was like, I didn't get to take that in Supernatural, and I was going to put it in Wildcard, and then I remembered that the 2013 remake exists, and it was my first Evil Dead movie, and I was like, that movie fucks. So Don't Breathe is on there, the other Fede Alvarez movie. Obviously I had Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me on there, which is the harrowing prequel starring David Bowie and Kiefer Sutherland about the last days of Laura Palmer in the story of Twin Peaks. The first Saw movie. I know Saw is a franchise that is extremely divisive, especially when we're on the 13th installment or whatever, but the first one I still think is quite the horror movie. And just for fun, I put it in here. I would have been a little bit of a argument, maybe, or maybe some contemplation, because people talk about it as a horror movie, and I had Jaws on the list. I don't know if it's a horror movie.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just saw it again, and I'm like, today's standards, it does not stand up as a horror movie. But back when it was released, it was at minimum suspense.
Yeah, I think
there is every time I've seen it, I will jump. I will jump when fucking he's got his hands in the water and you have no idea it's coming, and the fucking head comes right up and he whips his head back into frame, and then you're gonna need a bigger boat, obviously.
Feature?
That's what I thought.
Oh yeah, definitely
think about
for
it. I only put
feature.
in Wildcard, but yeah, that would probably be even good for creature.
Yeah,
feature,
100%.
It's a creature.
All right, Slaughter, you want to read us your final draft of the best 5 movies, best 5 horror movies?
Yeah. Wait, of mine, right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Your boys got Slasher Scream, The Invitation, It Follows, Jeepers Creepers, and Shaun of the Dead.
Congratulations. Shaun of the Dead, It Follows, Scream. Some super strong picks on there. Absolutely. Ethan, what do you got?
All right, from the top, I have The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Shining, The Witch, The Thing, and The Void.
The Void, the true sleeper.
Yep, I had to throw it in there, a little spice.
The Void, not even of the
extremely
entire
strong
draft,
list.
Yeah, strong because the is just such a commanding phrase, right?
Yeah.
Lucas, hit us with it.
Ready or Not, Enemy, Sixth Sense, Train to Busan, and What We Do in the Shadows.
Nice, the truly unhinged wild card. Graham?
For me, we have Sweeney Todd, Shutter Island, Insidious, Predator, and Get Out.
Fantastic. All right. And finally, last but not least, I have Nightmare on Elm Street and Slasher. I have The Silence of the Lambs in Psychological, Rosemary's Baby in Supernatural, Alien in Creature Feature, and Fede Alvarez's 2013 remake, Evil Dead, in Wildcard. So
Great work.
That's it. That is it. That is our first draft, gentlemen. And that is, oh, let me move this over here. You can look at that, and I'll move this over here. That's our first draft. And does anyone have any final thoughts regarding the draft that you want to? I think someone had mentioned you want to talk about it at the end, just who you think won or who has a strong list or anything like that. Do you guys have any closing thoughts?
Can we do this for Christmas?
We absolutely should do it for Christmas, and now we know that it takes about 2 hours instead of 1.
Yes.
Thank you all for sticking with me on this, and we can be a little more prepared for next time.
And I don't want to toot my own horn, but I think my list cooked. I was cooking on my list.
I would probably vote your list as number 1.
Damn, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I mean, it is strong. It is very strong. The Void is the only dark spot there.
Yeah.
Probably because I assume none of us have seen it.
No, I don't think so.
You defended it to the last. So, and now I feel like I got to go watch it.
Okay,
too.
well, I hope you enjoy your time.
Yeah. Jean Jacket is the Nope alien.
Oh, true. You're right. Jean Jacket.
I knew it was going to come to me at some point.
Okay. Wow. Good.
Jean Jacket.
Good work.
Yep.
Awesome. Anything else from anyone?
That's it.
That's all I got.
All right. Awesome, boys. Well, thank you so much for participating. It was a long road to get here. We finally did, and it only took 2 hours of our time on a Wednesday night. Good news is that I was so excited to do this, and I was so excited to do this for Halloween, I'm going to bust my ass to get this edit out on Halloween. So this will be live on Friday. So everybody can enjoy the spookies. And next time we will prepare in advance, and maybe we'll even record more than 2 days prior to the holiday that we were celebrating. So thank you all for participating. And now, in case anybody didn't know, this Broken Reel feed is now live. You can find it on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, all of the places where you find your podcasts under Broken Reel. We've got 3 of our kind of test drive episodes up there, and our first introductory episode. This will be the official episode 2 if you're listening. So thank you for listening. Please rate, 5 stars, download, all those fun things, like, comment, subscribe, smash that like button, all that fun stuff. So I'll leave you boys with this. Death has come to your little town, Sheriff. You can either ignore it or you can help me to stop it. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.